Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Very warm welcome to the orientation. I'm going to give you an overview of this math crash course that we are going to start, inshallah, by 21st of the July. As the name shows, that Natural Learning and Facilitation Center. So here we are not teachers; we are basically the facilitators. I'm teaching from last more than 10 years, and I'm the subject teacher for mathematics only. And most of the years of my teaching were with the students of O levels, but I have also taught the different primary level and middle level students as well. I have done diploma in fashion design as well, which was related to edX in London. I got the certificate from there. But say I love to be a facilitator, and that is why I'm here and having a meeting with you. And now a little bit about why you think so, that why should you choose this crash course is this. Basically, after 10 years of experience, I have seen that in the O levels there are two papers. One is non-calculator paper and other is the calculator paper. The non-calculator paper marks are also 100, and over there in the when they we are dealing with the non-calculator paper, we must have a good mental arithmetic skills, and along with the concept of that topic as well. So basically, our aim for this crash course was this, that first we are going to build a strong mathematical foundation by covering all the essential concept from the Oxford D1 syllabus. Basically, this D1 is the book syllabus that we are going to use over here. The main focus is on the basic fundamentals that are going to help you in solving your non-calculator paper and providing a good base for the concept and the for calculations as well. The second important thing is why this crash course is how is this designed. It is designed specially for the student who could not attend the regular classes due to HIVs, or some student who need the remedial support for their studies. It's for them that we are going to revise all the basic fundamental topics of mathematics. And here is this is the D1, the latest syllabus, 8th edition book that we are going to inshallah cover during this 3-month crash course. And inshallah ta'ala, we are going to cover all the core concept. We have arranged some syllabus, but what is the purpose of that syllabus? To make the student to be the master in mathematical fundamentals. And since this fundamental mathematics is the base for the O level advanced progression, so it's we are going to focus on the learning of the basic concepts. Then the third purpose objective is this, to develop the analytical and logical thinking, because the whole O level paper, whether it's paper 1 or 2, that is based on the statement, understanding and analyzing what is the situation, and then creating the logical reasoning to solve that problem. So this is the purpose, to introduce this step after. And then the fourth most important outcome is to focus on the mental arithmetic. In this 3-month course, we are not going to use any calculator. We are going to make us used to for the math calculations without calculator. It's always not like that. Okay, if you are very smart in calculation, you are going to do them quickly, that means you are smart in math. No, it's basically the combination of the both thing. One, the mental arithmetic plus the understanding of the concept. For example, if you have the two numbers, for example, if you have the two fractions, you have to add them or subtract them or do any operation, you must know how to solve it. To develop this understanding, we are going to have this course, and this courses has been specially designed for the age group of 9 to 13, and there will be three classes regularly in a week, and these classes will be online, and the duration of this course is going to be 3 months. 3 months is an estimated time, and inshallah ta'ala, we will try our best to cover all the topic which are written which are just in we have informed you about them. For example, in the first month, we are going to focus on the number theory. It will include all the number theory will include all the operations which are related to number, different type of numbers, how can we relate them, how can we solve them, and to give you an overview regarding the mathematic, that how much commonly we are going to use them in our daily lives. All these we are going to try our best to cover all the topics that are listed. Maybe due to some problem, we may have a little bit more time, maybe take a little bit more time to cover all these content. It just depend on the student learning time as well. So first we are going to cover the squares and cube root, LCM, HCF, fractions and decimals, and then the conversion of the fractions and decimal, because they are different form of a number. Then percentages and rounding off and significant figure. This is the syllabus for the month one, inshallah, that we are going to cover. And after that, the second month, we are going to focus basically on the fundamentals of algebra. In the second month, we are going to emphasize more on the algebraic essentials, and after that, algebraic manipulation. And the third step, in the third step of algebra, will be solving the linear equations. In the third month, we are going to focus on the third major part of mathematics, that is geometry and data analysis, which have grown a lot of significant importance these days. So it will cover the coordinate geometry, that is the linear graph of these linear equation, angles, perimeter, area, mean, median, mode, and reading the pie chart and bar graphs. And it will also cover the ratio and rate, because all of these listed topic are the basic or fundamentals of mathematics that every student who is coming from grade 7 to 8 or 8 to starting with the pre O level or the first year of O level must be aware of. These are very, very important topics. Then in the class rule, they are going to these rules will be inshallah shared to you in the group, and I'm also going to explain you that you have to be on time on the class, and you have to mute yourself unless I ask from you to answer me. The third important thing is, when you are coming to the class, you must have your stationery, your book, and your notebook with you. Whether you have sharp pencil, keep a separate mathematic notebook, and the mathematic notebook is only for math, because you are going to note down the homework and the classwork on the same copy along with the date and day. And there should be no distraction in the form of e-table or something else when you are taking the class, so that you remain focused. You have to submit your homework on time, because as I told you, there will be 3 classes in a week, but the fourth class is going to be taken as a feedback class, because I will check your homework and give you the feedback that what are the topics on which we need to focus, in which we are average, in which we have a very strong grip. So these things are going to be discussed with each and every student individually. So it's very important to submit the homework. Most probably this class will be on the Saturday, and it will be a WhatsApp class type. It will not be a Zoom class, because I have to give you the feedback. After that, when I will see you ask you any question, whether you know the answer or don't know the answer, when I call your name, you have to respond me immediately. And then very, very important thing is that the use of AI and calculator both are strongly prohibited. We are no more interested in AI, we are no more interested in calculator. This crash course is especially to polish our arithmetic skill, which are naturally inborn in every person. If someone says they are not the math person, then they must believe that they are, because in the daily life we are going to do math so many times that even if you are going to take anything from a shop, then you calculate how much money you have and how much change would you get. So that is why this was all about the mathematic course view and its importance. Today we are going to discuss uh, apart from a chunk from the number theory, that are the percentages. As the name shows you, the percentages a very important part of our everyday life. They are represented by this percentage sign. And then you remember, it's so much common that whenever you are going to do anywhere in the market to do some shopping, some grocery item or anything else, we are always looking forward to get the discount. So that is why the percentages are very, very important. And most important thing is, it's very easy to compare the different thing or prices in the form of percentages. These are the some uses. For example, as you can see that in the banks, the interest rates are in the percentage. Similarly, the profit and loss is calculated in the form of percentages. Then discount and taxes are offered in the percentages. And similarly, your grading system and the test that we are going to mark, ultimately it is compared as a percentage to see that to see the assessment of a student, that where they are going to stand. For example, we are going to see the warehouse sale at 50% off. And similarly, if you see the GDP of a country is 0.5%. So here 50 and 0.5%, both numbers are the example of the percentages. Now, what is the percentage itself? As its name tells you that percent mean that what? Yes. Is there anyone who can tell me what, how many cents are there in a dollar? Yes, excellent. In $1, you have 100 cents. And that is why the percentages came from the same concept. Basically, percentage is a special type of a fraction. It's a special type of a fraction. Now, how is this a special type? Why I said that it is a fraction? Because the percentage mean that you are going to cut anything or divide anything into 100 equal part first. Once you are going to divide that thing into 100 equal parts, then you see how many parts are you taking. For example, over here in this blue grid, if you see that these are the 100 boxes and 50 of them are colored, it means I can write that this is 50 out of 100. Similarly, in this orange one box, you can see there are 100 boxes. Out of them, 25 are colored. So how would you write it? Simply, you will write that 25 out of 100. We write this way, very simple. In the third green box, you can see that there are 75 are colored, whereas in total you have 100 square boxes. So you can write it as 75 over 100. Now, since all these fractions are with the denominator 100, so it is that special type of the fraction, what I was telling you, that it is a special fraction that is parts out of 100. That is how many parts are you taking out of 100. If you see, it is the same in all three. So when there is in your denominator it is 100, then you can write this 100 by eliminating it and representing it by the sign of percentage. That's just represent 50%. Yes, now tell me, what does it mean? 25 out of 100 mean what? 1, 2, 3. Yes, please answer. Very good. Excellent. I can see in the chat box you have written 25%. Excellent. Excellent. And what about this? Excellent. This is 75%. Okay. Now, if you see that the boxes you have colored are 50%, 25%, and 75%, but not the 100%. Why? Because a whole is 100%, and you are taking a few chunks out of it. Similarly, since these are the fraction and you have studied, you can write the fraction in the percentage form. And if you simplify this fraction, you can write it simple as a fraction. G, what will be the simplest form? Excellent. Since 50 and 100 are dividing each other, so you can write 51 to 50, and 100 is basically 50 times 2 is 100. So you can write the fraction in its simplest form. And this fraction, so it means that 50% represent 1 over 2 as a fraction in its simplest form. And we say that this is called half. In simple word, it is called half. So you can represent, if it is 100, if you represent it by percentage sign, to you are writing a percentage. If you are simplifying it, then you are writing a fraction in its simplest form. Here is similarly 75%. These two numbers are divisible by 25, and you are going to get 3 by 4 in its simplest form, which is 3 by 4 represent 3 quarters. We write them that these are the 3/4, because here is the 4 in the denominator, and 4 in the denominator represent the quarter, right? Okay, 3/4. Acha, here is, I have a question. Yes, hurry up. This is pop-up quiz, and the one who are going to answer it correctly will get some good scores and stars as well, because they are going to be the rising stars. So what is the other name of 25%? What do you think so? Let me just show you. Look at this again. If you write the 25 in its simplest form, what will be the answer? 1 over 4. Very good. Very good. So when you are talking about 25%, what does it mean? It means 1/4. So what is the name then? Excellent. The name is quarter. Here you are going to get a star, my dear. Very nice. Keep it up. So let's see about, I have another. Let me explain why 0.5 and half are equal. Any reason? Excellent. Very, very good. G, because if you see, if you look at this, you will find it that they both are the same form. They are the two different form of the same number, right? Yes, when you write 0.5 as a fraction, you get 5 by 10, which is equal to, when you write the simplest form is this, you divide it by these two numbers are divisible by 5. When you simplify them, you get 1 by 2. Okay, another question is, which is larger, 2 by 3 or 3 by 5? Excellent. So what is the reason? Yes. So as you are going to make them the like fraction, you are going to get 10 by 15, and 3 by 5 will become 9 over 15. 15. So here you have more parts. So 2 by 3 is the larger one. Very good. Very good. Excellent approach. Let's move on to the conversion as a fraction. This is the form of it. The same way, there are many form of percentages that can be expressed. That what is that? A percentage can be expressed as decimal, or it can be expressed as a fraction. Both are the forms, a decimal and fraction. They both can represent the percentage. For example, if I want to write the percentage to fraction, so first of all, this is, as the example is 72%. As I told you, when we were doing the question, you have written 75 over 100 is equal to 75%. This is converted like this. Similarly, 75% can be written as 75 by 100. So you will write that it is 72 by 100, and you have written this as a fraction. And the rule of fraction is you have to write the fraction in its what form? Excellent. Simplest form. So what is the simplest form of it? Convert a fraction into percentage. You just have to multiply it with 100. So if you multiply it with 100, you will get 72%. Similarly, if you want to convert any decimal into percentage, the rule is very simple. Multiply the decimal with 100% and you will get the answer in percentage. Yes, but if you want to write a decimal, yes, you have to write the decimal. First, you have to convert into the fraction, and then you are going to write it as decimal. So these all three are the forms. So here are the rules, that if you want to convert a fraction into percentage, you will multiply it with 100%. Similarly, if you want to convert a fraction into decimal, you will divide the numerator by denominator. And similarly, if you want to convert a decimal into percentage, you have to multiply it by 100%. And similarly, you will do the opposite, that is converting from percentage to decimal, you will divide by 100. For example, if it is 70%, you want to convert it into the decimal, first you are going to divide this by 100 and you will get the answer like this. So percentage has been converted to the decimal. So we are going to just use the same rules. Now there is a practice as a fraction. What will be the answer? Excellent, it will be 30 by 100. But is it the correct? Yes, you have to write it in its simplest form. And what about 25%? No one is going to calculate. Tell me quickly. Excellent. This is equal to 1 by 4 as a fraction. Okay, 1 out of 10 as a percentage. What would you do? Yes, you will simply multiply this by 100% and you will percent. And what about this? Quickly calculate it and write the answer in the chat box. Hurry up. Yes, the answer is equal to 60%. Very good, very good. Similarly, oh, we got a pop-up quiz. Oh, so you think that you cannot leave the fraction by because you can't eat the pizza? Oh yes, great. It means that it's not every time you have to take the full. Sometime you have to share. And that is why that sharing, when you are not getting full, they are fraction, because fraction is part over whole. Excellent. Very good answer. Very good. Okay. Now, can you convert the very good. You have to multiply it by 100%. It will move to the decimal toward right hand side and you will what get 77.6%. What about this? No one will calculate. Quick answers. G 25%. And what about 9%? Can you write 9% as decimal? 9%. So as a decimal? Yes, it will have 102 places. What about 64? Yes, you can write 64 as 0.64. Very good. Alhamdulillah. So you got it. And after, Alhamdulillah, now the class time is going to end. But before ending the class, I want you to do a quick rapid fire. Yes, yes. Hassan, please tell me. Write the answer. Why one is not a prime number? Good. Because one has only one factor. Okay, only one factor. And, and for a prime number, they must have two distinguished factors, only two. Other is the number itself. Very good. G. What about you, Beti Muhammad? Can you tell me the answer? Yes, there are. Okay, 18 times 25. Yes, the other way is you can split it into according to the places, and then you can multiply 25. Okay, so what will be the answer? 25 times 10 is 250. Yes, and 8s are 200. So the answer is 450. Excellent. Very good, Mohammed. Very nice. This time quiz. Okay, what will be the day? Wednesday. How you got it? It will be a Wednesday. Okay, so you divided, the remainder was 2. Okay, the remainder was 2. And so that is why after Monday you calculated the 2 days, Tuesday and then Wednesday. G, Ibrahim, you tell me. Same. Why they are same? Because they have the same unit. Very good, Ibrahim. Very nice. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Now, I we are done with do it yourself right now. I'm going to give you the time of 10 minutes. But meanwhile, once you are done, I will ask you to show me your copy. Can anyone tell me how to convert the fraction into percentage? Yes, by multiplying with 100%. Okay, so for the decimal, you will try to make the denominator equal to 100. Okay, so what are you getting? And you are getting 0.5 as an answer. Very, very good. So keep it up. Very nice. And as a percentage, it will be 50%. Okay. Is it's a very again question. How can you convert a decimal into percentage? G, they have the same rule. A fraction also need to be multiplied with 100 and decimal also need to be multiplied with 100 and you will get the answer in percentage. Yes, now quickly solve it. Okay, beta, once you are done, your you are going to share your answers with me in the WhatsApp group as the time is going on. But remember, the great mathematician, they just don't calculate, they observe the pattern and think logically. So just observe the pattern. For example, as I told you right now, that if you want to convert a fraction into percentage or a decimal into percentage, both you have to multiply with 100%. It's the pattern that you want to convert, so you have to multiply with 100%. And similarly, if you have to convert a fraction or percentage into a fraction and decimal, they have their own rule. Okay, there is a very interesting rule, another rule in the percentage, that G, what can you see? What is the difference in x percent of 100 or 100% of x? Yes, the differences of this percentage sign. That 100% of x is the same as x percent of 100. Okay, then what is easy to calculate? Yes, why? Yes, 50% of 16 is 8. So this makes you smart. And thank you so much. With this, I'm going to end the lecture. Jazakallah khair. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening me so attentively and replying me on time. Jazakallah khair.